My name is Robert Newman, and I am the founder and CEO of InboundREM, which is abbreviated for Inbound Real Estate Marketing. And if you're on this video, this is meant to be the about video, like the story of the company. We did one 7 years ago, and if you want to go to our YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you look it up because I did that one in my garage long before the company really got off the ground. When I started this company, I had a background, a lifetime's worth of experience in sales and marketing. I used to run large call centers. I ran call centers for AT&T, MCI, and I was also running the Girls Gone Wild call centers when Joe Francis went to jail, for those of you who remember that far back. And that experience created a lot of momentum for me to get out of telesales, teleservice. And the first company, and I decided I actively targeted tech, and the first company that gave me a chance to get hired by them was Agent Image. They make real estate websites, if you're not familiar. And I came on board. I started selling to their existing customers, and I was given the choice to do something at their company. And what I chose to do was start an online marketing division selling services to existing clients. That was my interest. And I helped them build up a division of 4 or 5 salespeople that eventually got sold to Vinny La Barbera, who is the founder of another company called Inforza. At the time, he was the CEO. Now, the reason all of this is relevant is that eventually I moved over to Inforza, and I ran their sales division for about 5 years. And then finally, after that experience, I decided to start my own company. And there's a lot of different reasons why I decided to start this company. Mostly, though, it relates to our mission. I finally reached a point in my career where the mission was more important than the money. And the only time that you can make those decisions for yourself is if you are in charge. So first of all, not that I'm saying anything specific about these other companies, but I've always felt like real estate agents were underserved. To be fair to the people that own these marketing companies, usually real estate professionals are not necessarily married to the idea of technology. That's changing, but for a very long time, there was almost a sense of pride in the idea that you've got like a Rolodex with people that you can call, and you have been told enough times that you should have a website, so you have a website, right? But just because of that, there's been an abuse of that lack of knowledge or that lack of love for technology in the providers. That's my opinion. It's just an opinion. But I feel like most real estate marketing companies have really not necessarily honored the relationship between client and company. And so when I founded a company, I really wanted there to be a client-first policy. And that means that we're high touch. We spend a lot of time with our clients. We assign a rep to each client. We make sure that we have a good enough company. We treat our employees in such a way that once you get used to the person handling your account, they rarely leave us. Number 2, over the years, I've now been in real estate marketing for 16 years, and without exception, there has been a leading marketing, like I've looked at PPC, I've looked at TV, I've looked at radio. And if you look at what provides the most money, the biggest bang for the buck, by miles, it's search engine optimization. I mean, like by 10 to 20 iterations. And so since I wanted the ability to build a company that just focused on what was best, it's not that there was a lot of people out there knocking on doors of SEO-first companies, because we're the only SEO-first company. And we get enough business to keep ourselves growing, but it's not exactly the biggest vertical in the entire world. However, it is, in my opinion, the best vertical. Followed very quickly right now, like we're seeing a transition between SEO and AIO. That's AI optimization. But guess what? The beautiful part is that if you are following along with us, all of our clients are killing it for AI. All right? Last but not least, I consider myself a storyteller. When I'm out in the world and people ask me what I do or what I love doing, I literally identify as a storyteller. I don't even say I'm an entrepreneur or that I'm a founder. I say I'm a storyteller. And why do I say I'm a storyteller? Because at the end of the day, I think that I like to tell creative stories about subjects where there's not a lot of creative storytelling happening. How do you make information like about property tax compelling? How do you make information about real estate compelling? How do you make information about an area compelling? What brings a story to life? Is it somebody famous that lived there? Is it a story of a client who saved millions of dollars and then put it into a trust and forever fueled, their family's wealth? What is it that makes a compelling story? Additionally, I've discovered that great storytelling, when you can finally get people to embrace it and learn it and kind of like go through that curve, it brings in so many fantastic leads and customers. And it's a win-win because most of the time you have to give away something for free in the sense of telling a good story. And when you do that, you're paying it forward to the whole entire world. In other words, you providing something of value to your customers means that they win. You win because they are your customers. I win because everybody else won in the process of also being a marketing company. It's one of the very few wheels inside the sales and marketing world in which everybody wins. And because of that, I wanted to found a company that was focused on inbound, not tricky inbound, not sleazy inbound, where you still get some inbound leads, but you're like tricking people in it, but high value inbound, like ebooks, and I'm going to teach you something, but I need your name and your number, or I've now just educated you on this area. I obviously know what I'm talking about, so may I please collect your details so that I can then send you some valuable thoughts of mine as the market changes in this local area. That kind of relationship building in inbound marketing is really ultimately, at the end of the day, the win-win mythology is why I established InboundREM. Now, that leads to a couple of things that these value propositions, here are some things that have driven me nuts. I also established InboundREM, not so much for like a thing that I wanted to do, but a thing that I was watching every other competitor do that I felt was egregious, like highway robbery, like might as well be a guy in a mask with a gun. And one of those things is nobody lets you own your own website. Nobody. Sierra Interactive, Real Estate Webmasters, you name it. You try to name a company, nobody else lets you own a website. Here's a fun fact. I pressured Agent Image into owning, well, that's really not true. I ran a campaign, an internal campaign, to get Agent Image to consider and then eventually do the allowing clients to occasionally own their own website. We let you own your website every single time. And it's one of the biggest irritations I have with every single other marketing company, because all this money, whoever's watching this video, just think to yourself, how much money have you spent over the years on a website? And what did you get from it? And if the answer is, let's say you're improving the website, or you blogged on the website, you did something to the website, you ever spent time putting on good photos, writing a good bio, all to put on a website, let me ask you, what came of that? Because when you own a website, it's like owning a home versus renting a home. Why are you going to improve something else that belongs to somebody else? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Whereas if you own it, it makes all the sense in the world to keep improving it because, one, it represents you, you own it. Number two, much more importantly, you're in control of it, 100% in control of it. And thirdly, and this is the most critical piece, you can sell it. Websites, if you own them, control them, and are generating revenue off them, they have value. And it drives me nuts how many real estate agents, like, you are in this world where you understand perfectly well the value of owning a tangible asset. But most people still have not embraced the idea that digital assets are the same kind of thing as tangible assets. You can build it, improve it, and as long as you own it and control it, you can sell it. So, and then last but not least, and this is also, again, this goes back to the highway robbery analogy. Every single time that you do business with a marketing company and they build you a digital platform and then they declare to you that you must spend $5,000 driving traffic into it to generate leads, you are delivering $5,000 worth of value to the person that owns the platform. And this is very confusing for people, but oftentimes these things are in subdomains. You're promoting Boomtown. They never let you take your name off the site. So you spend $3,000, $4,000. Maybe it's not the primary purpose of the site, but you spend thousands upon thousands of dollars promoting somebody else's tool, and they never take their branding off. It's their tool. You're promoting it for them as part of their marketing strategy. So the only person that's building value into the business is the other people's businesses. So obviously, I'm pretty hot about these subjects. I'm still 7 years later after I did the initial, 2017 was when I really committed to owning an agency. And since then, we've gone from me and a personal assistant to about 25 people that work either full or part-time. We have 300 customers. They're all over the United States. They're mostly real estate agents, but we also have mortgage brokers. We have real estate wholesalers. We've got property management companies. So not only are we servicing realtors, but we've moved into a number of real estate verticals. Anyway, if you're watching this video and anything here I've said to you is struck a note, as of 2025, when I'm making this video, I'm still taking all the sales calls for the company. Despite how many people work here, I still do the calls and the consultations. So if you think that you're buying into my philosophies, let's talk about how SEO is working today. Let's talk about video. Let's talk about local. Let's talk about how Google business profiles are some of the most effective, affordable real estate marketing strategies with the highest ROI of all the SEO verticals. Let's talk about how YouTube can change your life. Let's talk about how all that plays into traditional search results. I don't know of anybody that knows more about these subjects than me. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I certainly in 16 years haven't come across them anytime recently. All right, my name is Robert Newman. You have found the Why InboundREM is Around at All video. I so deeply appreciate you dropping by, and I hope that if nothing else, you learned a little bit of interesting information about some of the real estate marketing companies that are out there. Till next time, I'll talk to you soon.